Welcome to the next video in ranking for traffic, and we have been talking about optimizing for forums, and this can also work with blogs, but I'm specifically going to give you a technique that relates to forums, getting links from forums, discussion forums, that will bring you traffic. Now, these links will probably also help your ranking in Google. But again, we're focused more on traffic because we need other traffic sources other than Google. Now, a forum that has a ton of activity can really be a huge source of traffic and sales. Okay. Now, this is a forum that I picked. It's a German Shepherd forum, and the reason why I picked the German Shepherd forum is I know for a fact that this is a niche where money has been made through signature links and through forum activity, the exact technique that I'm teaching you. So that's why I picked this forum, but really it could be any niche where you have a high amount of activity. The first thing you want to look at when you go to a forum like this, and this is sort of a side note, is you want to look at the board rules. Okay, and usually there's a few different links. There's usually one called rules or posting rules. There's usually one that says read this before posting, and sometimes there's other stickies that talk about forum rules. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this one specifically, and I'll open this in a new tab, is because it's a great example of how niches like this are not really up on the internet marketing techniques that a lot of us know about. For instance, if you go to an internet marketing forum like Warrior Forum or Wicked Fire or something like that, there's all sorts of rules about affiliate links and posting links in your signature, which is the little this little thing down below your posts. If you go down to the bottom, people, oh, this guy doesn't even have a signature. A lot of people have a little signature that has like a link to their site or an interesting quote. Other niches that are not make money niches, a lot of times they don't even know about these types of techniques. Even the forum owners aren't worried too much about it. So we've got this guy who's in charge of this German Shepherds forum. He doesn't have any rules. I went to the board rules. I clicked here to look at the board rules. He doesn't have anything in here about posting affiliate links or even links to products in your signature. He does say down here that you are not allowed to post pictures in your signature. So that means it had to be a line of text. And he does say that you are not allowed to link to, where did I read? Okay, other dedicated German Shepherd dog discussion boards. But other than that, you can pretty much link anywhere you want in your signature. And that's why I know for a fact that there is someone, now it might not be this specific forum, but there is someone making good money. I read about them in the German Shepherd niche specifically just by posting and being really active in a German Shepherd forum. So make sure you read the rules, but if it's not a make money niche, a lot of times you can get away with posting to an affiliate link in your signature, which incidentally is a great way to test out a niche. All you have to do is outsource the posting of the activity and the discussion, and in your signature file have an affiliate link and see how it sells. See what kind of track the traffic. See how much traffic you get in from that forum. See how many sales you get. You'll be able to tell how well the sales letter of this affiliate product performs, what percentage conversion rate it has. You'll be able to tell what kind of clicks you get, and this might be the way that you could test if you want to jump into a niche or not. Now, if you could also do this with just sweat equity, where you do the posting yourself and you just spend a couple of hours every day on this forum posting and answering questions and interacting and get the traffic and test it yourself. You could do it that way if you're low on cash, or you could outsource it. But anyway, it's a great way to test out a niche, and a great way to get traffic, free traffic. I mean, it's free in quotes because you either have to spend your time or you have to outsource the work of posting, but it is traffic that is not pay-per-click traffic, and it's highly targeted to the specific niche that you're dealing with. Now you can see here you want a forum that gets a lot of traffic. You can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts today, 6 posts, 7 posts today, 1, 2, 3, 4 yesterday, and then we go back. And so this specific, and you can see how many views the various threads are getting. So, obviously, if you compare this to like the Warrior Forum or a really, really high traffic internet marketing forum, these numbers are not that high, but they still could be high enough to make some money in this niche. Okay, but the real thing that I wanted you to focus on here is what we're going to talk about is the algorithm of forum activity. And what I mean by that is how to predict when a post is going to go viral and get thousands of views like this. Okay? At the beginning of this post, okay, we'll just take a look at it. At the beginning of this post, you probably would not have been able to tell that this was a post that was going to get 2,000 views in just a few days. This is the first post of this thread on the 27th of December, and in I'm recording this on the 31st, so in 5 days this thread got over 2,000 views and 11 pages of responses. Okay, now I want you to imagine that you were this post or this post in the thread with a signature to an affiliate link or to your own opt-in form or product in this niche. Just by jumping in early on this, here's a great example of a signature file, and they have, let's see here, a link to their own. This looks like a link to their own business. Okay, so this person right here, Jamie, is the third post down. Okay, and has had probably at least 1,000 people see the post here because the thread's gotten 2,000, so let's say maybe half the people scrolled down on this first page, and you better believe they got some clicks off of this. And obviously each forum is going to be different, which is why you have to test depending on your niche. But what I want to talk to you about is predicting when a thread is going to turn into a thread like this one, Training Caesar's Way. You can see here it's got 132 responses, it's got 2,000 views, 2,700, almost 3,000 views in 4 or 5 days, and they're still going because I'm recording this video in the evening, and even just a few minutes ago it got posted. Another person posted their opinion in the thread. Now, what happens with most forums is when someone posts an answer in the thread, it bumps up to the top of the list to the home page of the category. So I'm in the general information category of Life with Dogs, and the posts that have the most activity will constantly be up here on the top of the list, and it becomes they end up getting a lot of momentum because since they're getting seen the most, they're also getting the most replies, which makes them continually be bumped up to the top of the list over and over and over, which makes them in turn get more views and more replies, and these things can really just go crazy. So predicting which one of these threads is going to turn into one of these viral beasts is one of the keys to successful forum marketing. Here's another one: what to do in a dogfight. 827 views. Let's see when this one first was posted. And I haven't even looked at this, so I don't know. Yep, 26. So the day after Christmas this was posted. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. This is another one that was posted, and let's see down here if anyone with a signature was able to jump in. Nobody with a signature to a product even jumped in on this thread. But you can see how if you could predict that this one, the difference between what to do in a dogfight versus a poll, how to choose a name. This one only got 140 views. And 3, what's the difference between these two? Okay, now you might be able to do some sort of analysis of the subject line and figure out, well, if a subject line has certain things, I can pretty much predict that it's going to get a lot of views. But believe it or not, each forum has its own algorithm that will help you predict this. In other words, if you can watch threads and see how many views and how many replies they're getting, say in the first half an hour, you can just mathematically predict which one of these is going to be the viral one. And actually I'm going to be releasing a bot to you, which actually it's meant for my own office and my own staff and our own forum marketing, but I decided to release it to all of you, which actually will work on vBulletin forums, this is an example. A lot of forums are created by the CMS vBulletin, and will be able to predict for you which threads are going to get the most activity just by analyzing how many views per minute and how many replies per minute. And you can imagine how powerful that would be, because you could just jump in, even if you don't have a good answer, you can just jump in with a very, very simple answer, which this person did. And let me show you right down here. BS and desperate. 3-word answer, and just a 3-word answer to their post, BS and desperate. But if it becomes viral, you could actually jump in and do a lot bigger do like 3 or 4 or 5 paragraphs, so you can really take up a huge chunk of that page. If it's a forum that allows images, post images in there that relate to your answer. Really try to dominate that first page. If you see the thread, say you predict the thread and you say, I think this one's going to go viral, then you go in and you can post a large answer just by clicking edit. So you're just jumping in with a quick sentence just to get your placeholder in there. And then if you are the author of this post, usually there's a little edit button in most forums. You can just click and edit, and then you could add to the post a whole bunch of information, photos, all kinds of stuff that you want to add, so that you become the post on the first page that really draws the attention and gets the traffic. And then of course on the bottom you have your signature link, which goes to your product or your opt-in forum or your affiliate link. Powerful technique, but it all hinges on being able to predict which threads will become viral. And rather than leave it up to some kind of psychological analysis of the headline and things like that, we decided much better to just rely on the numbers. And believe it or not, each forum, depending on how many visitors and how much activity they have, will have some kind of predictor where you could see if it gets a new thread in this forum gets X number of views in the first 15 minutes, it has a pretty good chance, maybe a 50-50 chance or maybe a 70% chance of going viral. That's going to cut down your workload tremendously, because if you can have a bot, imagine a bot that could just feed you threads that it predicts are going to become viral, and you could just post quick answers in those threads, get your placeholders in those threads, and then when you see those view counts really starting to rise, you jump in and you make your massive post that really draws a lot of attention. Powerful technique. And again, the nice thing about it is it's somewhat gray hat, because we're using a scraper bot to analyze the threads, but you're not doing anything black hat like I showed you in the other videos, where you're creating multiple usernames and you're having to protect your IP address and all this kind of thing. You're just posting as you, and you're posting a legitimate, helpful answer in a thread that's going viral, and you're just going to get traffic off that white hat activity. Powerful technique. So we're going to be releasing that bot to you. It's not, again, we're going to release it to everyone. And just to start, since we created it, since it's for our own use, my main target was vBulletin forums, so it doesn't work on all forum software, but almost every niche, many niches, let me say, are going to have a forum that's based off of vBulletin. And if you go to the bottom, you can see it says powered by vBulletin, which is basically just the code that's behind it is vBulletin. It's a real popular software. My own members area here that you are currently on is created with vBulletin, and like a lot of the real popular ones, Warrior Forum, Wicked Fire, those are vBulletin based forums. So it's a pretty broad one, but in the future, if we have other people that are really, they have a big forum they want to start to utilize, we can modify the software. All you have to do is just request it, modify the software for maybe another forum type software. It shouldn't be too difficult to do, and it'll analyze. I'll tell you exactly. Let me show you how this software works. So it's not quite ready, but we're going to be releasing it. Basically, it utilizes this, which almost all vBulletin forums have, and you could actually do this manually. But you can sort the threads according to, you can sort this page. So right now I'm on the main category page, the general information page, which is the highest trafficked page in this particular forum. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see that you can sort the threads on this page according to replies, views, who started it, and the rating. So what we're going to have this, well, when we get this bot to you, what it will do is it will take this page here, so you sort by thread start time descending, and basically what that's going to do is that is going to present a list to you of every single new thread, brand new thread in this forum. So if you scroll down, you can see these are all the threads from today. So they're going to be sorted in the date and time, by the date and time that it was created. So you can see all the ones from today are going to be on top. These are brand new threads. And then it's going to constantly refresh and scrape the view count and the reply count and keep a tally of which threads are where this number right here, especially this view count, is rapidly increasing. That's what you want to watch. And when you see this view count rapidly increasing, say in the first 20 minutes, those are threads that you want to jump on early so you can make sure and be on the first page of the thread and grab up the real estate there so you can grab up the traffic going to that thread. So you can see it's a pretty simple concept, and then so in the end it will spit out for you a list of threads that that are going viral, or at least have a high chance of going viral according to the numbers, and then you can jump in there and grab that traffic. But for now, you could do this manually just by hitting refresh. Even without the bot, you could do it just by making sure you've got these parameters here, descending and thread start time, and you're just hitting refresh on this page and watching this view count number. You could even have an outsourcer do it, and when you see one of the, you're definitely going to see some of these where the view count is really sticking out and the reply count is really sticking out above and beyond the others. So you can see here both of these threads were created. Let me show you one here. Here's one created yesterday, has 0 replies and only 44 views. This one was created today, so 12 hours or so. Well, not 12, maybe, let me see here, 6, no, even more than 12 hours later. So this one should have far fewer views and replies, but you can see it's already got triple the number of views and 3 replies. And you'll see some where it's even more extreme in the same amount of time. You can see this one was started 7:25 p.m. and already has 126 views and 8 replies. I could almost guarantee this one is going to go viral if you compare it to the other threads. This one's from yesterday and has only 44 views. This one's from today, 4 hours earlier than this one, and it only has 4 replies and 62 views. This one was created actually just a few minutes ago and already has 126 views and 8 replies. So you can see how you can work this out manually. Obviously, it's going to save you time with this automated software, and the software will spit out for you these threads, so you don't even have to bother sitting here and hitting refresh. But yeah, powerful concept. So, but the first step you need to do to get ready for this software is go out there and find some vBulletin forums that are in your niche that have a lot of traffic. And the best way to just find vBulletin forums is just to do a search powered by vBulletin and then your niche, okay, keyword, because most vBulletin forums where they just use an out-of-the-box type install, and they're not really hardcore coders, are going to have that little phrase powered by vBulletin at the bottom. You might have some that are vBulletin forums that don't say that, but in general, you'll be able to just throw in any software that you want, any forum that you want into the software, and just if the software doesn't work, that means it's probably not a vBulletin forum. But you can save some time just by finding vBulletin forums right from the get-go here. And we'll also we'll be able to make the software and adjust it for other forum software as well, but we're just going to start, we're going to use just the vBulletin just to keep it simple and to let people test it out and begin to make money with it. So, and then ideally over time of utilizing this algorithm to grab traffic from forums, you'll begin to get a feel for what makes a viral thread, and make your own thread. Share with me your dog's height, weight, age, picture, because even more powerful would be to be the original poster. The first post would be even more powerful if you could predict and create these viral threads yourself. So that's going to be the overall goal. But even if you never even figure that out, just using the software to predict viral threads will be powerful for you. But until we get this software out there, you can do this manually. I showed you how. Do some tests and see how close you can get the algorithm here worked out. And then we'll be releasing the software to you probably in the next week or so, and you'll be able to take advantage of it to predict numerically viral threads. And if you don't already have a presence in these forums, you're going to need to build up your discussion count, your post count anyway, because in general you're seeing people are less likely to click on your signature link and pay you any mind at all if your post count is really low. Most forums have the user's post count right there, and you can see these types of post counts with like 2 or 3 are generally seen as suspicious, whereas if you are someone with like this, where we've got 9,000 posts, that's someone who has a lot of authority in this little world, the little community of this forum, and is going to be trustworthy, and their links are going to be seen as trustworthy as well. So getting your post count up is huge. Now I love to outsource this because you can tell people, hey, do you like dogs? Get in there and just post. I need, over the next 2 weeks, I need 200 posts under my name, and just get them in there and making real posts. In general, if you try to outsource this offshore, you're probably going to get your forum username spanked, because they'll post all kinds of just awkward sounding English text and stuff like that. You might want to just stick to native English speakers, unless their writing is just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, you want to have post counts. I mean, you don't need them in the thousands, but you want to have 100 or 50 at least posts, so that you look like a real contributor to the forum before you try to really use it for commercial activity. So you can get out there, get a hold of some forums that you think are going to be good. Create your usernames. I'm talking about create your main white hat branded username, the one that you want to last long term. We're going to have all kinds of other usernames that we're going to create along with this technique. They're going to be more black or gray hat. They're going to be used to bump threads and used to promote things for your main forum identity. But this is going to be the one you don't have to hide your IP address. You don't have to worry about cookies or anything like that, because this one is purely white hat, and it's going to be a completely transparent forum identity. So you want to definitely create that and start getting the post count up for that specific user ID. And a little word of advice: put something in your signature, even if it isn't a link. Because for many forums, I know for many vBulletin forums and also for other forums, if your original post does not show a signature, like this guy does not have a signature under his post, if he logs in later and adds a signature that looks something like this to his forum profile, a signature probably will not show up under here. But somebody like this who has posted a bunch of times with a signature already under the post, at any point Nancy can log in and edit this signature, and it will dynamically change what you see here. Which means you can test different offers. You can edit your signature if you want to test different ad copy, or maybe you want to do a big promotion. And say you've got 100 posts in this forum with a signature under each one. Across those 100 posts, each signature will have whatever you change it to. It'll dynamically change, which is really powerful. So you figure, say you have 100 posts in this forum, and each post only gets 1 click per day to your offer. That's 100 clicks per day, which is really powerful. And having a bunch of signatures out there and available for you to edit, that means you can basically direct that traffic at will wherever you want. But from the beginning, you have to have something in your signature. So I'd encourage you to do something like this, something non-promotional that's just personal. Like for this one, for the German Shepherd Forum, a lot of people just talk about what the name of their dog is, how old they are, and stuff like that. That's something you could just put. You could even I've had outsourcers just do a quote, an inspirational quote. So you could have an inspirational quote about a dog being your best friend or something like that. Just as long as there's something in the signature, so that you have a placeholder in these posts where the signature goes, and that way in the future, if you want to change that signature to a promotional link, you can log in and do so, and it'll dynamically change. But if you don't put the placeholder at the very beginning, if you log in later and add a signature, only the posts that were posted with a signature showing are going to be the ones that get that new signature link that that you added. So hopefully that made sense. I'm going to end this video now. Once you get out there and do that, just set up your main username, put something in the signature, non-promotional, no links, just like a quote or something, and start posting or start outsourcing the posting so that you can get a little post count before you start really trying to exploit it for commercial purposes.